Most people know Rolex for the Submariner, the GMT Master, or the Daytona. But what if I told you there's a Rolex that almost nobody knows about? This is the Rolex Oyster Perpetual reference 116034, which features a rarely seen concentric dial. It's a timeless design, but with details that really sets it apart from other Oyster Perpetual models. It combines a white gold bezel with a dial that plays with the light in a way that really most other Rolex don't. This particular timepiece that I'm about to show you is from 2009, and this specific reference is now discontinued, which makes it really interesting for watch collectors and Rolex enthusiasts. The Oyster Perpetual also laid out the foundations for pretty much every Rolex iconic designs out there. The GMT Master, the Submariner, the Daytona, you name it. I will actually be covering the full history behind the Oyster Perpetual, but for today we're going to focus on this specific 116034 reference and see what really makes it special. What immediately stands out about this watch is the concentric dial. Rolex experimented a little bit back then in the early 2000s with these designs, but they never really became a fan favorite, which is probably why this model was discontinued in the first place. The metallic blue center features fine circular grooves that give it really this unique texture and depth. It shifts from deep navy to a lighter sky blue depending on the lighting. Surrounding the blue concentric dial, we have a silver outer ring, which really adds contrast and makes the dial even more dynamic. A really interesting feature about this dial is that it features Arabic numerals for both hours and minutes. So at 3, 6, and 9 o'clock, we have the hours, while the rest of the numerals on the dial correspond to the minutes, so we have 5, 10, 20, and so on. So it really gives the dial a unique layout that feels both functional but also distinctive from other Rolex models. The hands and the applied Rolex crown at 12 o'clock are made out of white gold, and we have chromolite lume on the hands to ensure visibility in low light conditions. The case measures 36 millimeters and it wears true to size, so not oversized, not undersized, just your classic 36 millimeters Rolex proportions. Unlike the standard 116000 reference, this 116034 comes with a white gold bezel, which gives the watch a more refined look while still being versatile enough for everyday wear. The fluted bezel gives the case a softer profile, and I think it makes it slightly dressier compared to other sportier Rolex models with sharper edges. As usual with Rolex, the case is made from 904L stainless steel, which is also known as oyster steel, and it is a material that Rolex uses for its high resistance to corrosion. The Oyster bracelet is fully brushed and it gives a really sleek look to the watch while still being highly resistant to scratches from daily wear. The clasp uses a lift lock mechanism, which is very easy to use, but unlike newer Rolex models, it doesn't have the EasyLink extension system. It only offers micro adjustments inside the clasp to fine-tune the fit. Inside this watch, we have Rolex caliber 3130, which is an automatic movement, which is very durable and accurate as pretty much all Rolex movements. It's the same movement you can find in no-date Submariners or previous generation Explorer 1, for example. It beats at 28,800 vibrations per hour, and we have 48 hours of power reserve, which is reliable enough, though as not as impressive as the 70-hour reserve we can find in newer movements from Rolex. Water resistance is 100 meters, so while it's not a dive watch, you can confidently wear it for everyday activities without worry. In terms of wearability, at 36 millimeters, it wears exactly as expected. For me, 36 is such a classic and well-proportioned Rolex size. Thickness comes in at 11.8 millimeters, so it's slim enough to slide under a cuff if you're wearing a shirt, while still having enough presence on the wrist. As usual, the Oyster bracelet is extremely comfortable and it has a really solid construction, so the watch really feels well balanced throughout the day when you wear it. So whether you're wearing it casually or with something more formal, I believe this is a Rolex that adapts effortlessly to different situations and settings. For me, this specific reference is truly a hidden gem in the Rolex lineup. For me, the biggest strength of this watch and what makes it really appealing is, of course, the concentric dial. Rolex rarely experiments with things like this, and so I believe this makes it really a standout compared to other Oyster Perpetuals model. The 36mm again for me is timeless and it's really perfect for everyday wear. And for me, the white gold bezel really adds a subtle but really elegant touch to the watch. It's not too much, but it makes it really different compared to the all steel model. That said, as usual, there are always a few things to keep in mind. No watches are perfect. The Oyster bracelet doesn't have the EasyLink extension system compared to newer models. So if your wrist size expands in summer or in the plane, for example, you cannot adjust it on the go. To me, that's pretty much the only downside of this watch. Some people might say that the 48 hours of power reserve is not very impressive, but honestly, to me, that's not really a downside. I believe it's more than enough to make it reliable. The Oyster Perpetual is one of Rolex's longest running models, and while some people might gravitate towards modern OPs or more sportier models in the Rolex catalog, I think that this specific reference really offers something different. This watch is well built, it is super versatile, you can wear it in different occasions, and it is a unique design. At the same time, it combines Rolex classic design with a subtle touch of luxury with its white gold bezel. To me, that's the kind of watch that really flies under the radar. One time I was wearing it and someone asked me what Rolex it was, if it was an Air King or an OP. So for those who know, they know it's a very interesting and special watch. So as usual, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more watch content. And do let me know in the comments, what do you think about this concentric dial design? Do you like it, or do you prefer more classic Oyster designs? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.